idea a while back that I actually shot and kind of just threw on the shelf for a while. I finally got around to developing the photos, and I wanted to share the photos and the idea with you today. Double Vision is normally a series where I collaborate with other film photographers, but for this one, it's just single player mode. But the thing I was doing differently with this roll was using the panorama mode on my camera to experiment with different types of double exposures. Allow me to explain. In some cheaper cameras like this handsome, very 90s mom aesthetic Fuji Discovery Zoom, there's a dedicated panorama mode. The way it works on this particular camera and many of them is that you flip the switch and these plastic shields come down to block out part of the film from being exposed. Thus, the aspect ratio gets changed, bada bing bada boom, fake panorama. X-Pan users hate him. Watch this video to find out why. It's like when you add aspect ratio bars to letterbox your 16:9 video to make it more cinematic. It could be cool, especially if you have a concept. Me? Well, I rarely plan these videos, so no concept, just snapshots. For this roll, I decided to go simple. I took an LED light and I shined it onto a white wall. I changed the color randomly every frame, turned on the panel mode, and shot through the entire roll. I will say I had a big brain moment. I was flipping the camera all in different directions while I was taking those photos, completely forgetting the fact that it's just a color and it's just gonna make a bar across the film, so no need to flip the camera in all crazy directions if you're doing this method. Not gonna lie, this turned out pretty cool. In some of these we had some happy accidents where the colors lined up, and it just gives an interesting aesthetic. I think if you really plan something out like this, you're gonna get some cool photos. Half of the roll was a complete mystery to me because honestly the camera was sitting on the shelf for months, so all that considered, I'm pretty content with the results.
How old was it?
Well, there was photos from the toaster video on it.
That's how you know it's working.
History was not made. I accidentally left them both in there way too long.
Can someone pass me the pliers?
So it's that old. And yes, I know I cut this one kind of messed up. Give me a break, I'm a lefty and scissors are not my strong suit. Let's talk about some pros and cons of shooting double exposures in this method. First of all, I think it's pretty unique. I personally haven't seen anything like this on my feeds. Not trying to say that I invented this or that I'm the first one to ever come up with this idea. I'm sure someone else has done this, but I haven't seen it before. Another thing that makes your life a little bit easier when using a point and shoot like this camera winds all of the film out of the canister and then counts down from 36. The benefit of that is when you load the roll of film back in theory the camera will figure out the frame lines for you, which is really cool because in the previous episodes of Double Vision, that was something we struggled with. We did our best, I don't know what to tell you. There are some drawbacks for sure. A camera like this is certainly not going to give you the sharpest photos ever, which isn't the end of the world. And because of the different colors coming together, I found it a little bit difficult to set the white balance for some of them. Some shots just, no matter what I did, kind of looked a little wonky. I would have loved to shoot some portraits with a model, but unfortunately during this period I was quarantined, so I couldn't really go anywhere, so I was stuck with me. Great timing right after the MySpace video, but it kind of worked. I was just shooting off my porch, because again, I couldn't go anywhere, but the idea is there. This is something that I definitely plan on coming back to and experimenting with more. I mean, hey, you can do this however you want. You can shoot the portraits with the pano mode and then the double exposures without it, you know? You can really experiment with how these come together. Maybe you can take something like the lomography sprocket rocket, shoot a roll through there, and then shoot portraits with the panel mode. I don't know, but that's why I wanted to share this idea with you guys, because I feel like there's a lot of potential behind it, and some of my clever, creative people who are subscribed to this channel might take it and run, which I think is pretty cool. But I think the most important way to wrap this up is it's fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. And if you're interested in pursuing creative things, you need to have fun with it. This actually makes me think of one of my favorite YouTube channels ever, Every Frame a Painting. Tony, who is the narrator of that channel, made an excellent video about Edgar Wright, and he ended the video with this.
The frame is a playground, so play.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So guys, let me know what you think of this idea, and if you're gonna experiment with it, be sure to join the Discord or get me on Instagram to show me what you do. I would love to see it. This is definitely a bite-sized video. I just wanted to share the idea, and hopefully some people will take it and do cool things with it.
Like and subscribe to Sweet Lou Photography. You're the man.